Hey guys, Toby Morrison here, and with me today is Mark Jobby Joblin. Say hello.
Hey.
And this is Michael Jordan behind us. Is there? He's staring down at us and spreading his inspiration. So today I just wanted to quickly introduce you to Mark and kind of ask him a few questions about what he's been through and how well he's doing in such a short period of time and why he's doing so well. Because it's not a coincidence that he's feeling good all of a sudden. It's because you've actually worked at it and worked on yourself.
Yeah.
So Mark came and saw me probably 3 months ago, not even, and you were pretty much at your wit's end, weren't you?
Oh, had enough, yeah.
So what was going on?
Well, I've been sick for almost 3 years,
Yep.
I think. Yeah, probably the same that most people with chronic fatigue go through. Like, seen a million doctors, no one could help me. In bed a lot of days, couldn't go to social functions, hardly eat anything, really restricted diet, and just basically fed up that I was, just going through the same process over and over again.
Yeah, and it was funny. His mum actually called me and was really worried and just wanted him to see me because I'd been through a very similar situation. Really, we're almost identical.
Yeah.
At the same age as well. So when he did come and see me, it was probably really good timing because you'd almost seen everyone else and you kind of realised that they couldn't help you.
Like just other people that hadn't been through the same thing, so they didn't really know what they were talking about.
So there was no understanding there, and I think the biggest thing that really helped Mark to start with was just understanding and seeing someone else who had actually been through it and gotten better, and then obviously getting the steps and the fundamentals right for you to get healthy again.
Yeah.
When Mark came and saw me, he really wasn't that fit, and now he's stacked on a fair few kilos. He's put on a bit of muscle. He's even doing push-ups on his toes now, which is pretty surreal. And even tonight, he's just done a gym session just then, and he's running again, which is how long has it been since you've been able to run?
Oh, more than a year.
More than a year. So
even then, I would do it and be exhausted for 2 weeks afterwards. So it wasn't even worth doing.
So we've built up slowly, and I think the biggest message I want to send today is that it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen if you do the right things on a day-to-day basis. And Mark's dedicated himself to getting better, and it's working.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like a full-time.
It's a job.
Process job.
It is a process, and if you really work towards bettering yourself, you will if you want to. And I think it was the right time for you because you'd been sick for 2 years. And you were over it, and you just wanted to change. And I've seen a massive transformation in this guy, and it's been. I'm a bit gobsmacked because he's actually improved probably better than I thought he would. And it's nice to see, but it's not a coincidence just because he's willing to try new things and wanting to get better himself. That the fact that he did want to get better is that he is getting better. And so
I think before I came and saw you, the most frustrating thing was that I wanted to, but I was trying everything, but nothing was working, so I didn't really know how. Like, even I would be trying to go for a walk for 5 minutes and come back and be completely exhausted afterwards and not understand why and just be so frustrated. So I think coming to see you with the graded exercise and doing the muscle building, which helps you build up but doesn't take as much of your energy while you're doing it, so you actually see an improvement rather than just wasting everything as soon as you got it.
Yeah, sure. And I think, what are the things that you've learned over the last 3 months that has probably helped you the most? Just close this door.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I think probably definitely got to start with diet. I think that's a massive one. That's something I kind of realised over 3 years was I was making gradual changes, and it eventually led to my diet 3 months ago, which is just you start with the basics. You start with just meat, veggies, just stuff you know's good for you. And if you do that in conjunction with building up your exercise slowly, and I think having Toby to take care of that rather than having to worry about the whole thing yourself, so you can almost delegate it off to someone else and go, here, Toby, you're in charge of my exercise. You look after me, so you got someone else looking after you as well. It's not just you by yourself against the world kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And on an emotional level, most people who are watching this have CFS or have suffered it and know how hard it is emotionally. What have you done to help yourself there? Because I know that before you saw me, you were meditating.
Yeah.
What else?
Meditation's been massive.
Yeah.
I think when you get those days when you just can't even get out of bed, your stomach's in a mess, you can't eat anything, you can't see anyone. I found the best thing to do on those days is just you go away and just and not so much block it out, but just meditate and focus on exactly where you are, and you're not just focusing on your problems all the time, and that clears your mindset, which is a massive part of it.
Yeah, he makes a good point because one of the things that really helped me get better was my attitude. towards life, and for a long period of time I'd be suffering and always thinking about what I couldn't do rather than what I could do. And I think the reason why you've come to this point in your life that you are feeling good again is the fact that you worked on everything that you could do. And we've changed that from a negative to a positive.
Yeah, for sure.
And I went through the same process years ago, and now to my life now, and it's pretty abundant because you're always thinking on the bright side of things.
Yep.
And even on a negative situation, you can turn it into a positive one.
Yeah, that's it.
You can have bad days, but then turn them into good days.
Yep.
And you look back at that day and go...
And even on the bad days, just be thankful for like the tiniest things that you do get right.
Yeah.
Because then you focus on those and you build on them.
Yeah, and it starts down here and it builds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I think one thing you were saying, like the first day, you might just be happy that you've like walked kind of 10 metres and you're not dying, whereas after 2 or 3 months, you can be smashing a gym session.
Yeah.
And that's like your thing that you're grateful for.
He's quite amazing, guys, because like he's training like he is a normal person, and he is a normal person, and you always were, but you didn't feel like you were.
Oh, you lose part of yourself.
You do, you do, but you've regained that, and you've regained more than you had before.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to give you a rundown, Mark is a very intelligent guy, annoyingly very, very intelligent, more intelligent than I ever will be, and you're an accountant, weren't you?
Yeah, for lack of a better word, I did a commerce degree, so
you did a commerce degree, which most people would never dream of doing because it's that hard, but he did it, and you're working long hours.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, how many hours were you working a day?
Oh, probably between 8 and 9.
8 and 9
on a good day. Yeah.
And then on after that you were doing assignments.
Yeah, I was studying at the same time, so like probably 2 hours of study a night, and then on top of that you got everything else. Partying on the weekends.
And he's a bit of a party animal as well.
Trying to be.
Was trying to be, but it wasn't working, and so it wasn't a surprise that he crashed and really crumbled because your lifestyle was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no balance. There was
trying to do everything.
Yeah, you were trying to do too much at once, and so I think one of the biggest lessons he'll learn, and I've learned, and lots of people will learn, is to get that right balance, and that life's not always about pushing and grinding, but rather living. And it's just a joy to watch this guy progress because he's living now, and you can see it in his face when he smiles. He's starting to live again, and it's just nice to see, from my point of view, him progress and prosper in really like a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Like less than 10 weeks, pretty much.
Yeah, less than 10 weeks. So, and he's still got a long way to go, but he's way past, where you'd imagined.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've definitely, gone further than I thought you would in this short period of time, which is nice. And, there's like a world out there for you to go and do whatever you want, really. Yeah. So what do you want to do in the future? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Well,
it's opened a can of worms.
Massive can of worms. I'm not restricted anymore to what I thought I would be, so not so limited. Like it's really whatever I want to do, kind of options. Whether go back and do what I was doing, or help out with you, kind of thing. Like help other people that have suffered with chronic fatigue, or maybe like even a bit of both would probably be
a great balance.
Ideal. I think a balance.
Yeah.
But just not absolutely go flat out at everything like I was trying to do. Beforehand,
Yeah. So I think the biggest lesson you can learn from this interview today is that you don't always have to push to get what you want and to be happy, because really Mark was doing the 9 till 5 or the 9 till 9 really and doing the grind, and it wasn't a good thing. It was actually detrimental to his health. So if you are watching, the biggest thing you can take out of Mark's story is the fact that you need to find that balance and find the right balance for you. It's different for every single person.
Yeah.
But just start doing what makes you happy and starting on a small basis. Remember, he didn't come in here healthy. He came in to see me when he was really at a low point. So, he worked on his mindset. He worked on his physicality, emotional work he did. You did a lot of journal writing and goal setting. Yeah. Physically, you did a lot of recovery stuff. You saw a lot of people. And at the end of the day, you had the willingness to get better.
Yeah, that was probably
the number one ingredient.
The drive,
Yeah, so, he had the drive, even though he was completely sick and down and out, that he had the drive that one day he will get better. And so I tell all my clients that you need to have that hope and desire that one day you will get better, because without it, you've got no drive or purpose.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah, when you give up, that's when everything just
that's right.
Gets on top
and that's okay if you do give up. It's normal, because it's when you are suffering so hard, it's super hard. But at the same time, great message right now. You're looking at two blokes who have overcome CFS pretty much.
Yeah.
To never give up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because there is a life out there after CFS.
Even better life.
An even better one. You know, it really makes you blossom. And we might even do a second interview and talk about that.
Yeah, for
a bit later about why it's a blessing in disguise to have CFS, because it does teach you many more things than you can ever learn from a textbook.
That's one of the best things I heard, is you look back on it as the best thing that ever happened to you because of how your mindset afterwards and just how much you enjoy everything. So
you don't take life for granted as much.
Exactly right.
So guys, thanks for listening, and tune in for the next edition with Mark Jobby Joblin.